Hello, Dr. Pogren. This is Ida de la Garza, and this is my explanation of how I completed the RASW worksheets, demonstrating my understanding of the reflective analysis of student work process. In column 1, the first step was to write the measurable IEP goal, which for this student was in 6 weeks, using the mini guide US, Charlie will travel safely and independently on campus, indoors and outdoors 80% of the time. The second step was the measurable lesson objective or learning target. For the next week, Charlie will learn to use the mini guide US on and off, will learn to turn the mini guide US on and become familiar with it with 100% accuracy. The third step is the evidence gathered relevant to the lesson goal that will lead to analysis and next steps. Charlie was having trouble using his cane and was not motivated to use it. He preferred to hold someone's hand. With the concurrent use of the cane and the mini guide US, it is anticipated that Charlie will travel independently. The next step in column 2 is the reflective analysis of student evidence based on the data from step 3, which was the evidence gathered relevant to the lesson goal. Based on that data, I came up with the following questions. If Charlie has the cane in one hand and the mini guide US in the other hand, will this keep him focused on his travel skills and not on holding someone's hand? And another question was, does Charlie feel safe with the two forms of assistance, the cane and the mini guide, in walking independently? And another question was, does Charlie still feel the need to have someone close to him or to touch someone and hold their hand when he walks? In the next section is the column 3. This is where I consulted with learning communities about to give me feedback on the process on his progress, on Charlie's progress. So I asked the TVI. We would always talk about how he's doing, of course. So the TVI also asked the TVI about Charlie's use and acceptance of the mini guide instead of holding someone's hand. Also, the resource teacher, if she had noticed that Charlie was more confident in his travel with the use of mini guide rather than holding someone's hand, and also talked to his parents. And they all agreed that Charlie had, this is in column 4, I already started column 4, so I, based on what they had told me, they did say that Charlie had really accepted the device, or readily accepted the device, and was very interested in using the mini guide US. He did not seem to mind or even remember to hold, to look for someone's hands to hold. And the final step was for future lessons. The next lesson, we will practice using the device in an unfamiliar environment while on a class field trip to the mall. And basically I kept the same format for all of the sheets, changing basically the next step, the next lesson. On the second lesson, I put what would be on the third lesson, which was practice setting the distance sensors of the device. This will enable him to determine how far away a certain obstacle is. This is the next step. The third lesson was going to be videotaped. And after the videotaping of the third lesson, which I sent to Christy, after that lesson we would practice using the device inside the school campus. And we would go through the routes that he usually travels throughout the day. And so on the fourth lesson, we practiced using the device outside of the school campus. We traveled the perimeter of the campus and to the playground that he is somewhat familiar with. And the final, in the fifth lesson, following the fifth lesson, we would continue to practice using the mini guide US and he would become more confident in walking with the use of cane and device and not depend on holding someone's hand. Charlie was very successful with this process and learning the mini guide, and he really liked it. Like most kids like technology, he really does too. And I just wanted to add that I did learn a lot this semester, and I'm very happy to have completed my internship. Thank you, Dr. Pogren.